OnlyFans and lonely fans, welcome to a brand new episode of the Unhinged podcast. I am here with my co-host Hermes. She has not touched grass in many moons, so she is perfect to join us on this lovely episode. Is your audio working, Hermes? Are you capturing audio?
It wasn't for a second, and you were probably terrified, and part of your soul probably died in that particular moment, and you spiraled into a deep depression, but no, I fixed it. You're good now. You can breathe.
Incredible. So, I wanted to take this episode to talk about a bit of a disaster that has befallen humanity. Women and men, both. All the genders. Yeah. They've come together to take a huge L.
Yeah, I saw that you, I heard that you hung out with Dio, so this is only acceptable. I can only imagine that this is what the next podcast was about. You saw the glorious disaster that is one goddess of madness, and you were like, oh shit, we're doomed. Here.
I was like, I did the episode with Dio, and Dio's like, yeah, I've never left the house before. I never dated, don't leave the house. I just stay at home. I cook for myself, and I'm like, yes. Anyway, the next topic is about lonely
She is beautiful.
People. Society is cooked. And we're going to be talking about the cookedness of society for both men and women, okay?
Oh, I'm so ready. Yes. I got the marshmallows and the fucking little chocolates and the s'mores ready to be made on this topic.
Yeah. So a lot of people have, over the last couple of years, have been talking about the male loneliness epidemic, about how men just feel really lonely. For whatever reason, society, social media, cringe people on the internet, the woke liberals, and the woke conservatives are putting down men. Men are being treated like second-class citizens by social media. And I think it makes them feel like shit.
Stop. Yes, exactly. Right off the bat, I'm coming in. I'm knocking down the door. I actually feel so fucking bad. I've literally had a conversation with my male friends about this very topic because I have mostly male friends. Women scare the shit out of me.
I didn't think you had a single male friend.
Oh, I have all male friends and many, many dramas to deal with that, particularly because some of them are married and I happen to be a female that is very good friends with their male friends. So there's a whole package to unwrap there. But yes, I have mostly male friends. Yes, correct. I have a couple female friends though. Yeah, I have a couple female friends though. They are lovely. They are glorious. But no, females actually scare the shit out of me. They are a terrifying breed.
True. Oh, God, yes.
But no, I was having this conversation literally with my male friends because I feel like men are in such a very tough spot right now. You literally have the woke side or whatever. I'm about to get hated by everybody here.
The woke side of the force.
Yeah, who are they're pretty much telling men what it means to be a man. You need to do this, you need to do that, blah blah blah. And essentially it's the spectrum of being they're forcing I guess wokeness. I don't know. You have to be inclusive for every.
Listening to you try and navigate these terms, it's amazing.
I don't understand what they're trying to force on that side. It's like they're trying to force everything. They're just trying to tell them how to be a man, and in being a man, you pretty much have to be
Step 1 in being a man. Do not do any generic man things. Step 2 in being a man. Recognize your inferiority.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's wild to me. But then
also,
on the other
another thing that definitely doesn't help is every day on Twitter something is trending that it's all men are rapists. It's bro, dude, no, stop. You're vilifying these people. Why would they want to be on your side if you're vilifying them?
Yeah, it's they're consistently making men feel bad for being men. Men and women are, shocker, but we're different. Our mentalities are fundamentally different. The way, women look at things and the way, and the way, guys look at things is, inherently just different. And it feels the extreme woke side or the extreme left side is over here bastardizing men for not thinking the way I guess women think, which I don't even want that. But then the other side, now this is where everybody's gonna hate me.
The craziest part though, the extreme right, that the Andrew Tate people that are pulling poor lonely individuals into their clutches, to subscribe to their courses and to follow their worldviews and all that shit. Do you know why they're successful?
Well, that's what I'm saying. And the extreme right side is literally selling like freaking masculinity on steroids. They are literally like, women are your product. Women are this. You are the male dominant alpha male. You dominate your women and they must do everything.
To sit and they sit, which is true. It
works. Yeah. And
it's
my point is, you wish. Oh my gosh, you wish.
It works.
But like me talking to my guy friends, like they're like, this sucks. Because they're like they're like, I don't want to treat my women like a product. So I don't agree with the far right, but I don't want to be ashamed of being a man. So I don't agree with the far left either. And they're just like, huh? Which, by the way, I think is wild right now, because the very thing that usually pushes people away from like religion and stuff is the fact that religion tells you what to do, what to think, what to feel. And now it seems like all these little niches, all these little things are consistently all yelling at everybody to tell people what to think, what to do, what to feel. And I think it's driving people crazy.
So
I think everybody's losing their shit.
Religion is based.
Religion was the OG manipulators. Yes.
Oh God.
I'm a god, so I'm above all that.
I forgot. Right, yes.
Yeah, religion manipulates people on my behalf. Okay? Get it right.
Of course. Yeah, no, but I do agree with you. Like, you have, I think, the biggest drip feed to each side of like these extremes is just the other extreme. Like, I think it's the super woke people that try to make men feel like shit. They are literally pushing men into like the Andrew Tate side of the force. Because at least they're accepted there, you know? At least they could feel like they belong somewhere there. They don't feel like the villains of society. And I think that you're right. This definitely does hurt people. I think the internet is so interesting because of how much power it actually has just on the average fellow. Like, we don't realize how influenced we are by the internet, but by the fact that we're on the internet, we scroll Google, we scroll YouTube, or you scroll Twitter, it is pushing an ideology. It is teaching you how to think. Bro, I don't think anyone is offended by the R slur until they were told to be offended by the R slur.
Absolutely.
And,
I mean, there may have been people that,
example, but
the idea... There probably was people that was and everything, but the vast majority, I definitely agree with that statement. Like, I think it became a hell of a lot more bastardized the moment the internet told people to bastardize it.
No, for sure. And it's like that with everything. It's like you have people jumping through mental hula hoops trying to figure out the best way to be offended. And the best way to virtue signal somebody else is doing the wrong thing. And, you know.
Oh, and it's always so fucking public. Oh my gosh. I don't know how, like, it has got to be the most fucking terrifying thing for like 99% of like content creators that date or something like that.
Ew,
oh my gosh.
Ew. I would never date a content creator, that's for sure.
Yeah, of course you wouldn't. Yeah, we'd never know of a scenario where that happens.
I would never date a content creator. This is not, I'm not being like cheeky, I'm like being serious.
We all know that. Anyways, keep with the fanfics down there, guys. They're looking beautiful.
There are no fanfics in Ba Sing Se. No one's shipping us. It's a figment of your imagination, okay? These people aren't real. Stop it. Okay, but anyway, the point is, if you want a real relationship, do not look at the fake relationship that Hermes and I have, because we are completely platonic. I'd argue that we don't even really like each other that much.
Yeah, I'm actually still upset that he hasn't choked me. That is probably one of the biggest crimes I
would never
face
lay
every
my
day.
hands on a woman unless she deserves it.
I know. I'm trying to deserve it. I'm trying so hard. I know. And you're doing so good at denying me. And it's crazy.
Not the cure to male loneliness. You are the disease.
Definitely. I am probably, absolutely. I mean, yeah, probably, absolutely. Yeah, we back there. Yep.
You are the cancer. Anyway, so I do think in this weird Andrew Tate-ified world on one extreme, and you got the freaking mega woke people on the other extreme, and I think these people literally feed into each other. It's like, you'll have, I think this is, I think, definitely affecting men more than it's affecting women, but I think it affects women too, because when a woman sees the Andrew Tate shtick and sees, you have to own your woman, you tell your woman sit down, you can have 14 wives, and you tell them all what to do. Their purpose is baby makers, and sandwich makers, years, which is just factually accurate. I mean, man, just spitting. You can't hate on. I mean, knows what he's saying.
I make a mean sandwich. True. Honestly, it is perfection.
What about babies? Ever make any of those?
No.
Damn.
Never will. You already. Well, technically, I guess I've made what? Somebody in the chat said 8. I think I've had 8 kids. All right, I've had 8 kids.
What is even your purpose?
Or 5.
As a woman, if you're not creating babies?
Making sandwiches.
For your babies?
No. Definitely not. I mean, I guess I have fur babies. They're so cute. I love them.
You have a problem, woman. Anyway,
I know.
Point that
I am
I'm
the
trying
cancer.
to make is true. I haven't established this. Let's go.
I'm cheering for population collapse. I am part of that equation.
Oh, God.
I am the filthy gamer that has kitties and plays video games with my time.
L. Huge L. But anywho,
you wish.
So that is, I think, on the one end. But on the other end, when you have women saying this, they really do feel like, holy shit, men really are evil. And society telling men they're bad, I think it's 2 things. It makes men not want to be on that side and go to another extreme. And it makes women believe that men are bad.
Yep, always does. Yeah, exactly.
It's so toxic and dangerous. I wonder why the Democrats lost the election after they fucking terrorized everyone.
Well, exactly that. And I mean, and that's kind of the other problem with social media too, because you can have somebody who has no knowledge in anything make a statement, and then that statement gets millions of views. Like the thing about like the woke side is like, bro, there's women out there that have like entire charts.
Dude, Trump won the election, and Nick Fuentes tweets, your body, my choice, and everyone lost their mind. Bro, he's some fucking crazy ass white supremacist, self-described white supremacist on the internet. Why are you taking him so seriously? They're like, oh, men are the problem. Bro, stop it.
Well, that's kind of like the big issue though, because like, again, that creates reach. There are guys that look at a statement like that, or there are people that look at a statement like that and they think this guy is based. There really is. Just like the problem, the other side.
Why do you think there are people that think that way?
Because humanity is crazy.
I think
it is a
society,
crazy species.
Well, some of them I think are probably evil, and some of them I think were just mega failed by society.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a mix.
Yeah. It's always a mix. It probably has to deal with part of their upbringing too. Like,
psychologically speaking, it's so much easier to blame other people than to take accountability for yourself. So
exactly,
if someone is going to be lonely and sad, are you lonely and sad because you have 0 aura and no riz and you're playing Fortnite all day? Or are you lonely and sad because the evil women are out to get you?
The evil women are out to get you.
I mean, that's not a good thing because they literally are out to get you. But no.
But the fact is, it's all kind of like what you make of it, right? Like, everybody has like their ups and downs in life, and you can literally be a person who sits and plays video games, and if you believe mentally that the world hates you, you're gonna think the world hates you. But all in reality, the world probably doesn't know anything about you. It probably doesn't give a crap about you. And if you want to get a girlfriend, you can probably get a girlfriend. If you're not getting a girlfriend, it's probably because your standards are too high, kind of thing. And vice versa for women. Women have this same women have the same problem.
That is much more of a woman issue these days, I think.
And that's exactly what I'm going with at. Like, women have a massive problem, and I think again we're back to the social media thing where you get. I know, right?
Now we have women versus women violence. I just watch. I spectate.
Oh, trust me, it gets. Men are not prepared. Us women, we know how to play a long-term, very vicious, very vindictive game. It is a whole different game. Evil? I mean, I'm saying women can every woman has it within their soul to have the capacity to be extremely vindictive. Every single one. If a woman tells you,
I'm just saying. Eve is the one that ate from the tree.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, and if a woman, here's a note, guys. Take a note. If a man or if a woman tells you that if they are pure innocent and they don't have the capacity to be vindictive, they're either lying to you.
No, they are currently in the midst of manipulating you.
They're either lying to you or they are lying to themselves. But every single woman on this planet has the capacity to be extremely vindictive.
I'll be real
it is
here.
Just a matter
there are a lot of pretty vindictive dudes out there too. Like, let's be real here.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
Nothing
absolutely.
but respect for evil women, but there's some evil ass guys out there. But I do
Oh,
think
definitely.
the majority of people
Everybody
are
can
just
be
kinda
evil.
average.
Yeah, everybody,
Like, most people are just normal, just want to survive.
Yeah, they swing a little bit on like one side of the scale, swing a little bit on the other side of the scale. Ultimately, people just want to be able to live their day to day, enjoy their, like, at least have some joy in their day to day. It doesn't even have to be like a full day of joy. Like, they want to go to work, they want to do their job, they want to have financial security, they want to come home, and they want to enjoy a little bit of something that they enjoy. That's literally the vast majority of people. They don't want to be like harped on or whatever. But no, I do think women tend to have far more of a like, and this could be a social media thing too, like where like women are over here, like where women over here telling like you tier lists and all this other stuff of like what the perfect man is.
Yes. Every time
women have
man needs to make X amount of money and be X tall and be fit and have a job and be good looking and have a good family and meanwhile no offense to her, but she looks like a porpoise.
Well,
like,
and that's exactly,
lady, work on yourself a little bit if you want something better. But I do think
women
that there definitely is this crazy entitlement thing, right?
Yeah, women tend to be more often than not. Now, nothing is absolute, guys. I'm a realist. Nothing is absolute. But women, more times than not, tend to lean far more into vanity. They care a lot more about outward appearances. They care more about like the money aspect.
What are you talking about? Dude, I think men and women are equally vain. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and let you slander women. Bro, you have a dude. Listen here, okay? If there's a guy and he sees a girl with boobs, it's over. He's into her, okay?
As long
as she's like less than 300 pounds. All right, I'll just. No,
but I actually disagree with that. I think guys are far more like, I can have a good personality, and guys will like me based off of just the personality more so than the looks. Now, the looks can absolutely
I think
help.
That's because you realize what.
Because I'm amazing.
Absolutely not. But it's mostly, I think, because dude, men's standards are so low. If a woman will talk to a man at this point, they'll be like, yes.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, yes, sure, the boob thing can come into thing, but I think women will literally, more times than not all the time, more times than not, a woman will look at a man without him even saying a single word and judge him based on it, like if she will talk to him or not based off of how he looks. Whereas a man, that's an
entitlement thing for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
I do think that's like the problem.
Based on what social media has been doing, I think it is making women feel more entitled and therefore end up alone because they're never going to find that perfect guy, and it's making men feel worse about themselves, which is going to make them alone because they're never going to actually interact with anyone.
Well, and they're like, I feel like a lot of dudes are also extremely scared especially because like women will go online and like, and
destroy
I guess
them.
Yes,
annihilate them, dude. There are these mean ass people out there that have some of the most insane, random, like, oh yeah, my ex, here, let me show you a picture of him. Oh, what a loser, all right, guys. Oh, he has such a small penis, and they like literally destroy this guy.
Yeah. And I mean, this is something that isn't brand new. Social media just amplifies it because we've all been in high school before. Like, this is just the mean girls from high school. They did the same thing with their friends. They just never grew up kind of thing. And now they have social media to amplify. Right. Now, don't get me wrong. Men, you do have a bad branch too. Incels are not that great. Nice guys, also very not that great. They are a pain in the ass to deal with. It is annoying as fuck to deal with that lot. But
you are literally, every single time you bring up like a group of guys, it's the low self-esteem squad again every single time. Because who do you think are the people that are the nice guys? The people that feel like they have to be the nice guy to even get a modicum of attention from a woman. And
that's literally the problem.
Keeps crushing people down. You don't have a lot of paths. If the internet or whoever succeeds in destroying you and teaching you that you are the bottom rung of the ladder, that you are the cringe part of society, then what are you gonna do? Well, you're either gonna go to Andrew Tate and decide, you know what? No, this system is rigged against me. The Matrix is evil. I am the alpha. Or the alternative, you are going to just completely submit to what the internet wants of you. To just be like some random white knight guy that's always out there tipping your fedora for the women.
I love tipping my fedora. Yeah, and you're right. It's a top hat, and it's glorious in every way, shape, and form. It is beautiful perfection and a beautifulness times 2.
Yeah, you definitely don't have that like low self-esteem problem.
No, absolutely
you have a
not.
lot of problems. That is not one
Oh,
of them.
absolutely. I have 99 problems. It is not self-esteem.
Yeah, well, I would argue it is
handful.
self-esteem, but it's high self-esteem. You could do to think a little less of yourself. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. I feel like I'm having enough self-esteem for half the world at this point. I am carrying the self-esteem of half the planet.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a flex, but anyway,
We'll find out soon enough, I guess.
when will we find out?
Soon enough.
Oh, that was pretty vague.
Intentionally so.
Damn.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, anywho.
Take your time.
Anywho. So yeah, but what I'm actually more interested in is now that we've established the fact that I think men and women, due to this cringe society cringe situation that's been happening, that's making men lonely, it's making women lonely. I think it's making men lonely because it's shitting on them and making them either defect or just become complete pussies, and it's making women feel entitled to like the perfect Twilight boyfriend. They all want to date the fucking Mothman from Wendigo. Wendigo cryptid monsters. That's the average. That's what
I
the
thought we
average
were just
girl
talking.
wants.
Twilight is vampires and werewolves. Where did we get into Mothman and Wendigoons?
Did you not see the okay hear me out section in Barnes and Nobles?
I just don't pay attention to you.
Well, that is the first mistake. Let me show you this. This is one of my favorite, one of my favorite pictures of all time. Like, I have it saved because it's just so good. Let me see if I can get it.
Because it's your favorite section in Barnes & Noble?
Because it's my favorite section because it exists.
Do you dream about being one of the monster men? Do you dream about being the Mothman in that relationship?
I am the Mothman. Look at this fucking page. Look at this. They have a okay hear me out section. It's all these petite women with like these fucking giant ass gigacocks, as I like to call them. But anyway.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, look at those. Delicious.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, there's a whole porn. Of course that was going to happen. There's literally a whole Pornhub section, like, dedicated to this very thing. What do you mean? Huh?
Well, what would I know about that? I'm in a perfectly loving situation. I don't feel any need to ever go to Pornhub. I've never even seen porn.
Oh, yeah, I guess I am the lonely housewife in this equation, aren't I? That makes sense why I know about these and you don't.
It's not easy to be as cringe as Hermes, chat. Remember that. But anyway,
yeah.
the point that I'm trying to make is, now that we've established this, I think it's done something else really interesting. Because I think it's creating an entire network of jobs. Like, there are people there to fill these holes, not in the way the monster men are doing in these books. But I think that the rise of OnlyFans is basically kind of it's people that are capitalizing on the loneliness of men.
Yep.
Now
I mean,
you
sex
can either
sells,
capitalize on the lonely. Well, it's true, sex sells, but OnlyFans is not just sex. Otherwise, people would just go to Pornhub for free, which is a website that I hear is free. Not that I would know.
Yeah,
but
true.
From what I
Never
understand,
been there, I'm sure.
it's free. Why would you pay for OnlyFans if you can go to if you could just scroll Twitter?
That is
Dude,
very
Twitter
true.
is all Elon Musk and boobs. That is all of Twitter right now. So like,
you can block that man as many times as you want. He still shows up on your feed.
comes back from the freaking dead. It doesn't matter. You block him, don't worry. The Elon Musk parody account is here. Block that? Well, don't worry. The Adrian Ditmus or whatever the frick his name is account is there.
I am sure
Elon Musk vault.
I am 100% sure that Elon Musk took a note out of Microsoft. You know how every time like Microsoft does an update, they always put fucking Edge back on your fucking desktop?
True.
I think Elon did this. I think Elon did the same thing with X, where if you block him, every time X has an update, it literally unblocks him.
Bro, you literally cannot get rid of that guy. He is everywhere.
He is the Microsoft Edge.
He doesn't even say anything. He just retweets stuff, man.
I know.
Oh my god.
I know. It's like, shut up,
man. The one thing I do have to say about Elon Musk, he does give us a nice break between the boobs on Twitter, so that's something.
True.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, by the fact that porn is free on the internet for most people, unless you're in Texas or Florida, in which case, get fucked. But it's free for literally everyone. Why is OnlyFans such a massive industry?
Because it farms parasocialness.
Yeah, that's exactly
as you said.
That's exactly what it does. It feeds
which
into
is
the loneliness
very
thing.
bad.
It's not. So that's why I mean, it's not just sex sells. It's selling a fake relationship as kind of a reason to not need a real one. It's like,
Yep.
real women are so difficult. Ugh, they're going to argue with you. They're going to fight with you. They're going to post your nudes online if you piss them off. They're going to think that they're better than you. They're entitled. They're shitting on you. And then you have these people on OnlyFans who are like actual handcrafted ideal girlfriend characters. And they're pretty, and they're always there, and they're never going to say anything not nice because they want you to pay them, and they're going to fucking make believe they care about you, and they're going to tell you whatever you want to hear. They're going to tell you, oh, yes, you deserve to, in fact, be the top of the food chain. You're the man. Yeah. Yeah, and it's admittedly only going to get, like, this is a very, very serious problem, too, because I think when... growing up is through a series of experiences, right? Like, obviously, woo, shocker. Damn. But part of that is when you have a bad experience, we all have that choice of like, are we going to try to grow from this experience? Or are we going to like let ourselves get caught up and stagnate in these experiences? And more times than not, a lot of people are like, okay, I went into a relationship. It broke up. It was messy. Everybody has a story about their car getting keyed, blah, blah, blah. And the story of like really genuinely being in love with somebody, but then it just like it ends because the other person falls out of love with them. Like all these stories that hurt. They really, of course not. They really genuinely hurt. They're shattering. They're heart shattering and all this stuff. But you're calling me a liar, woman?
Yeah, of course I am. But they have.
I have like zero parasocial relationship with you. That's a fact.
You can tell me all about your broken relationships in private. I will happily hear all about them over a cup of coffee tonight or hot cocoa while you read me the Warhammer lore.
Here's the thing. I would do that, but my life is just better than yours, and I don't want you to feel bad.
Ooh, that's a hard bargain. I don't know if your life is better than mine. I'm pretty sure my life is definitely better than yours, but it's okay. We don't need to have a dick measuring contest about how big, how much. It's not. Yeah, about how much bigger my life is than yours. Okay.
I mean, it's probably the same size. Mine is just superior.
No. I'm pretty sure mine is bigger and superior.
All right, whatever you say.
In every way, shape, or form.
Whatever you say. You keep telling yourself that.
That whole cycle that people generally go through is kind of broken now with like OnlyFans and stuff, because now there's like these guys who may have just like got broken up with, they're in that depressed stage, they're like shattered mentally over it, and then they go to like OnlyFans, and instead of being able to overcome that feeling and like rebuilding themselves and trying again, OnlyFans creates a circumstance where they don't have to confront that. It's almost like alcohol, right? Like in a sense where it's just an escape from the reality. And
it's dangerous. I think it's worse than alcohol, to be honest. I'll be real. I think because they're definitely both an addiction. They both give you a dopamine release in your brain that'll make you want more and make you feel good. But I think unlike alcohol, which I guess it doesn't change you when you're not drunk. I think that you're never not attached to this relationship. Like in your mind, this is always there.
Yep. At least, it's like it's a delusion. It's literally an illusion that you're building, and because of that, you're attaching yourself to this illusion,
and the thing is,
you're never able to become like get over that cycle. Like
now that it's like not only is it dangerous, like you're looking at this from the guy's perspective, right? But like think about this from the perspective of a woman that wants to go into this field. Right?
Yeah.
Like this is someone that, for whatever reason, they want to do this because they feel like they can make an incredible amount of money. And making money is actually not super easy these days. Like, shit's getting expensive.
That's crazy.
Literally everywhere. Shit is wild expensive.
Would have never guessed. Crazy.
It's wild. Like, how many people do you know own houses? Like, you'd think that should be like a thing that happens to everyone, right? You grow up, you make a living, you buy a house. Like, why do people not have houses? Right?
Yeah, blue collar is dying real time.
It's insane.
Right before our very eyeballs. And
then you have this pathway to millions. And all you have to do is take advantage of lonely men.
Yep. And taking it from the women's side as well, like you had mentioned, there is a lot of emotional damage that happens on the female side too, because
damage.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Because you could be like part of content creation or something like that. And I do see this a lot with women is you might go into content creation and be all passionate and starry-eyed and everything, and then just not succeed. And then you, because you feel like you have no, like, again, the confidence thing. Women can also have self-esteem issues and not be confident. And when they lose that confidence, when they fail at something like content creation, they might think in their head, well,
Bro,
maybe
it's not
my
just
own
content creation. There was recently this one girl on YouTube that's like going for a PhD, was going for a PhD in like computer science. And
Yeah.
she posts this video, why I'm dropping out of my PhD to pursue a career in OnlyFans. And it's like,
there you go.
Bro!
That's exactly it, because there is a mental thing too, where it's like these women are trying to build a life, a career, and something based off of like their intelligence or, you know, their personality or something, and then they realize that they can't make that happen because of XYZ problems, because trust me, there's a fucking whole spider web of issues happening in the reality right now. But then they feel like the only thing that there is of their own worth is their body. And that in itself is a fucked up mentality to genuinely think that your entire worth is based off of your body, your appearance, and the sexualization of that. That's not good mentally either. That is
like,
very
listen,
bad too for women.
You're seeing a lot of like these OnlyFans girls that are in their like early 20s doing this shit and whatever, and people talk about how it's destructive for like the men. Dude, how destructive is it to not only themselves, because they are going to have a very hard time making some sort of stable home for themselves. I don't know if they're planning on having children, but their children are going to have a really difficult time in school. Dude,
Yeah.
Holy shit. But so that's just one side of issues. But think about all the girls that are like, I don't want to do this, but they're literally living life on easy mode.
Yeah.
And they're thinking that to themselves too. And that's also destructive.
Yep. Well, it's like
dude,
it's so sad.
It gets to the point that you'll have a girl post a selfie online, and the replies are, "We're not buying your OnlyFans, whore." And it's like, bro, they don't have one. They just posted a selfie online.
Yeah. Yep. And it is. It's a vicious cycle, as everything is. The first domino got flicked over a long time ago, and we are just going deeper and deeper into this freaking spiral. And it's not healthy for either side. It's not like, yes, of course, there's gonna be somebody that's like, well, so maybe the women like it. There 100% is going to be a certain amount of females that enjoy doing that, for sure.
Yeah.
And there's a certain amount of guys who don't get parasocial in the thing. There of course
maybe.
Is that. But
dude,
yeah.
My favorite.
But
my
the number
thing,
is
my favorite
the percentage
thing,
is so low. Yeah.
My favorite thing is like when they'll ask, like they'll do these interviews and it'll be like, "Hey, you're doing OnlyFans and shit. Why are you doing OnlyFans?" And they'll be like, "Oh, well, you see, it's because feminism and women have the right to."
What?
Like, dude,
That's the actual.
you're not doing OnlyFans for feminism. Stop, please. Don't say that,
They're trying to justify.
bro, dude.
Well,
like that is some crazy cope.
Yeah, and you know, back to your statement about like easy mode and stuff like that. The also like sad reality of the easy fan situation is it's not just it's an easy mode. It's literally something that can generate consistent livable income. Livable income.
Dude,
It
more
shouldn't
than livable income.
Yeah,
They're making
yeah.
millions.
Whereas your other option, where your literal other option is like going 200,000 in debt to get a fucking master's degree, and then maybe you get a job in like a freaking tech industry job or something that is a demand. Oh, but guess what? Big corpa is always laying off like hundreds of thousands of people, well, hundreds and or thousands of people at the end of every Christmas. So it's like you can't even look forward to the idea of like job stability. Meanwhile, you look over here and you're like, well, or I could just do OnlyFans,
right?
Never leave my house, have job stability.
Now that OnlyFans became like as huge as it did too, it's like there's competition in OnlyFans. Obviously, people aren't going to know that. People are going to think that, oh, it's easy. You just put your butthole on the internet, you make millions of dollars. But there is so much competition in OnlyFans that everyone needs to try these incredibly insane stunts in order to become more famous than your competition. Like, there's that Lily Phillips girl who's 22 years old and just slept with 100 men in a single day, flexing.
She was only 22 and she did that? Gosh.
And she's excited to say that her next stunt will be sleeping with 1,000 men in a single day on the conveyor belt.
The conveyor belt is going 2 times speed now.
But anyway, and she explains how, like, in these times, she actually disassociates. It's destructive for herself. She's destroying herself.
Yep, absolutely. Mentally and physically at that point. Yep. And yeah, I mean, again, not literally by the sounds of it, I wouldn't personally know, but it sounds like you're an expert of the ecosystem of OnlyFans at this point. But
listen, you have to say, if they're going to monetize lonely men, I'm going to monetize the monetizers of lonely men, okay? Recently, there was this new OnlyFans house. Okay, that sounds cringe, but it's actually something called, I think it's called like the Bop House or something. I didn't like do the deep dive in there yet. I'm going to look into it because it seems insane. Apparently, it's a bunch of like TikTok-based OnlyFans girls that made like a content creator house together. It's just basically it's an actual like porn house, and they just invite kids there to like play around and film, and it's like,
what?
Allegedly, based on like headlines that I've read. I didn't do like the super deep dive yet, but that's kind of what it looks like, and it's insane. It's insane how like normalized it is in culture.
Yeah, and it probably will continue to be because, like, again, we live in a very financially strained society right now, so everybody's going to gravitate towards the thing that makes a stable income. Which, that shouldn't be, like the fact that everything else is so fucked so hard that literally OnlyFans is one of the more stable options for income. And of course, it is. Now that is established, a whole bunch of people are, like, doing that because obvious reasons, and then it becomes oversaturated, and then, like you said, the cycle gets worse because now it's oversaturated, so competition is far more fierce, so then they have to continue doing bigger and crazier things left and right to get attention.
There's this other OnlyFans girl, Bonnie Blue, and she recently has been making the rounds. She's actually getting interviews on the news because of how insane her shit is. Okay? Yeah. And her interviews are because her thing is she's making believe it's because she's sex positive and she wants everyone to be able to feel comfortable with themselves. So she sleeps with freshly turned 18-year-olds. She goes to like high schools and colleges for freshly turned 18-year-olds. And she's like, oh, I slept with 30 freshly turned 18-year-olds today. And it's like, oh my fucking God, this is insane.
What is that? I hate that phrase. I hate that phrase so much.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome to
the world we live in. Welcome to 2024, lads.
2025.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, all this happened in 2024, though, so, like, I would assume so. I mean, true. Fair point.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's kind of happening. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And that's the thing, like, another thing that kind of irks me is generally, like, men generally tend to be a bit more, like, I guess, lewd humor. Right? And there was like this weird, I don't know if it's still technically going on, but like there was this weird phase where women would like scoff at that and they'd be like, oh, he's so lewd, like, oh, that's so vulgar or whatever. And, you know, they would like belittle and degrade dudes for like some lewd ass comment or something like that. Not even like in the sexualized sense, but just like, you know, like I've played a lot of video games with guys and stuff like that, and I'd be like, fuck me in the ass or some shit like that, and they'd be like, I'll fuck you in the ass, and then he fucking nukes me into the ground and I die, and then everybody laughs at me and it sucks. But that was a video game that I'm not very good at, so that's understandable. But like women, like there was like this whole phase where like women would take that and they would be like really disgusted by something like that, and then they would like belittle and degrade these guys, and I'm like,
well, I mean, I think it's partially because, again, on social media, you get brownie points if you call someone out. So if you call out someone for sexually harassing you, and your translation of sexual harassment is they made a lewd joke in a video game lobby and you happen to be there, they get traction for that.
Yeah. Well, and that's the problem though, right? And then these guys feel absolutely insecure. They're like, what should I say? What should I not say? Like, they would just rather not talk. They would rather just, they would isolate themselves because now they're to a point where they're afraid that if they say anything.
That's true.
Yeah. Accurate. Yeah. Like, there was that whole thing where, like, a girl was trying to go to, like, the media or whatever and claim that teabagging, like, her getting teabagged in Valorant.
I remember this!
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Her getting teabagged in Valorant was akin to sexual assault. And I was like, no!
Assault, for sure.
Yeah. No! I was like, stop! Just stop! Just seriously, get out of my genre. Like, get out of gaming if you're that.
Way to minimize sexual assault. Forget, like, making men uncomfortable and stuff like that. Dude, way to minimize actual sexual assault victims.
Yeah. And it's so mind-numbing. Well, because then it also bled out where it was like, I think it's coming back now, like it's pulling back again. But like that whole movement got so fucking vocal that like actual gamers, like streamers in the FPS scene were like afraid to literally teabag people because it was being associated with like people in chat would be like, oh my gosh, that's like rape or whatever. And I'm like, the amount of fucks that is wrong with all like that statement is just driving me batshit fucking crazy because it fucking causes problems for actual victims of sexual assault and rape and stuff like that. It undermines what the word means and everything. Yeah. And like it desensitizes the power of what that word is supposed to represent because there's real victims behind it. And then on top of that, it makes people afraid to fucking teabag somebody because there's a whole herd of people that are willing to harass you, like death threats you because, oh, you teabag somebody, you're a shitty ass human being.
No,
and it's like,
death threats. It's like it's death threats. It's like, and people self-justify when they think that you're wrong. They think that they are justice when they, more than death threats, they'll dox you, they'll harass you, they'll like post your fucking address online and shit. It's like, well, it's okay because he's a rapist. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah, the fucking like hate search. Like we're in a day and age where people desperately are capable of justifying their own hatred, right? Because at the end of the day, now that we have the internet, everybody is going to be able to find something that will justify their own hatred. And when they justify their own hatred, they feel vindicated to be able to do some of the most horrendous, heinous things to people because they're like, oh, well, you know, they're just a bad person and this person, Redditor1298, agrees with me, so I'm justified to be able to dox them and try to destroy their life. And it's like, what?
And there will be no repercussions to any of this shit, obviously.
Oh, yep. That's the other thing. The internet is...
How is anyone going to catch you? No one even knows who you are. You're irrelevant. So you're safe. You're safe from any form of retaliation that might happen because literally no one gives a shit about you. So you're free to kind of go and do whatever you want to harass anyone, and you could use your mental gymnastics to justify you and in your belief on why you should be harassing these people. I don't know, man.
Yep. It is an entire fucked up situation. And don't get me wrong, internet. Like, I've dealt with my fair share of like very malicious men too. I genuinely have, where mine generally comes around because of my overconfidence. Guys think they should be able to tame me and put a collar on me.
Those fools! She cannot be tamed.
Yeah, and all that kind of stuff. And when they realize it's not going to happen, they instantly, make their own hate servers.
Tamed.
I know. He does. He tries, though. And I even give him the playbook. Yeah, he tries. He tries to do that as well. That is his greatest strength, but he also constantly comes back.
I would say, as in all of media, you know which character I think you are the most similar to?
What?
The Lich from Adventure Time.
I have no idea what that is.
Anyway, moving on.
Thank you. No. Insightful, very insightful indeed. Thank you.
Someone will get it.
Thank you. But like, like, that's the thing. Like, I have had a plethora of men who, once they realize that's the case, they have flipped the fucking switch and they have made hate servers. They have tried to destroy my life. They have blah, 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 all because, literally because of that, because they cannot have me. So, yes, men can also be petty.
God,
and I think that
so
kind of
lucky and they didn't even know it.
Oh, I know. Dude, you have no idea how many dudes out there would wish to be in your position. You have no idea. It is kind of crazy. But anyways, I digress.
God favors the platonic.
The thing about it is, I think that rolls into another problem that I see happening a lot. I think people, again, inherently, I think people hyper-fixate too much on the negative. So, like, I will see people who, like, in my position, they would look at those guys that, you know, tried to destroy their life or whatever, and they'd be like, oh, men are evil because look at this one man that did this thing. When in reality, it's like, no, it's just that one man's actions. He was a jackass, blah, blah, blah. And vice versa. I think men do the same thing where they're like, oh my gosh, this chick was fucking crazy. All chicks are fucking crazy. And then they go online and see how they get the tier list and they're like, oh my gosh, all women are really crazy.
Yeah,
and I think...
Dude, that is what happens though. The issue is the internet, the algorithms of the internet are designed to push extremes because no one wants to listen to boring shit. Obviously, everyone only wants to hear extremes. And you know what an extreme is? An extreme is going to be the Andrew Tates. It's going to be the women making their tier lists, and it's going to vilify people everywhere. And and I think that, like, there are so many YouTube channels that make like these dating shows, like these button shows and these like cut. Do you know what I'm talking about? They have a lot of these, like, these speed dating shows on YouTube with Cut or with Jubilee, like a lot of these massive YouTube channels with like millions of subscribers. They'll be like, we got 10 men and 10 women and we're gonna fucking make them go fast with like a button in the middle. They slam the button. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm probably sure I've heard of it, but my entire YouTube is video gaming, so
you are so lame sometimes.
I have beat my algorithm into submission with a giant fucking NES controller. You have no idea. It will feed me video game playthroughs and nothing else.
On the one hand, that's impressive. On the other hand, God damn it.
This is why I have you, and this is why we have these moments, so you can enlighten me on how pretty much similarly shit the world is currently as I expected it would be.
Yeah, it's pretty much like you expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, so you have all these dating shows that they sensationalize these dating, and they just, I think, further establish stereotypes because for what the people that they pick for these dating shows are terrible. They're awful. They're all awful. Like, dude, they slammed the button so goddamn hard to basically say no thank you on this date for literally anything. And they are and they're described as like, we got 15 average people for this event. And by the fact that they make a whole ass event out of it, and they obviously want the insane moments for the good content, they want the reactions, they want people to talk about it, they want you know, the comments to yell about how annoying these people are. Like,
they are absolutely not the average person. They are people that will over dramatize things to make it entertaining. Yeah,
for sure. And they're, but that's not how it's presented.
I know.
And when you're just there watching it and you're like, yo, this is like average dating, and you'll see women rejecting men just because it's like, yeah, no, I wasn't feeling it. You're not tall enough. And the guy will be like, I'm 6'1". And they're like, yeah, I was thinking more of like 6'3". And it's like, dude, that's why you push the button instantly?
I need you to be like 8 feet tall, please. Thank you.
And you'll have women push the button and they'll be like, yeah, I'm sorry, your job's just not stable enough because you know, I'm really looking for a doctor. And it's like, bro, most people are not doctors. And again,
especially nowadays.
if you're a guy and you're watching this shit and you're like, wow, this is just your average 15 women, I'm cooked.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And in the reality, it's really, and that is kind of like again, this is all the vocal minority. The vocal minority is extremely loud, and it does have a lot of influence over the masses because the average person, like you said, the average person doesn't care this much about all this other shit. Like, they don't need the perfect fucking model that they see on the billboards or the fucking, you know, Victoria's Secret magazines. Like, guys that is not their prime direct. Same with women.
I think that's
women
just general porn brain. A lot of people think that women are just what they look like in the, like, I don't know. That's just like, you know how Instagram it's all fake people at this point. Like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the average person doesn't actually care about that. Like, same thing with women. The vast majority of women aren't looking for the chiseled Adonis from the fucking, like, Greek era that looks like the fucking statue, shit like that. They're looking for somebody that they're compatible with, that they can have fun with. Sure, they accept that there's going to be good times and bad times. They just want to make sure that the good times outweigh the bad times. Like, you don't need to be extremely chiseled. You just need, I would argue that the vast majority of people would like their significant other to be healthy, right? Like, if somebody is extremely unhealthy, then it's probably not, like, ideal. It's probably not something they're looking for, but, like, as long as you have the capabilities to be able to, like, take care of yourself and you're functioning.
Also, I guess, you know, I think people want someone that actually, like, accomplishes shit, feels good with themselves in general. But the thing is, when it comes to relationships, I do think the vast majority of people are the people you're describing. But that's not the majority of people that you see online. It's demoralizing because I think people don't realize that most people are just kind of normal people.
Yeah.
Like, most people are not
it's
the
hard
caricature
to see.
of viral clips that are going around.
Yeah. It is very hard to see because the algorithm feeds you.
Most men don't hate women and most women don't hate men. But because you're fed this shit constantly, it really just makes you feel like you're cooked.
Yeah, it's all over your dashboard. And then on top of that, you look at the number says millions of people watch this. It's very hard to, like, have the mental fortitude of being like, oh, that's not the majority of people. Because it sure as shit looks like the majority of people. But the reality is...
It's the chronically online. It's like, dude...
Yeah. Or like a vast...
Huge day for the unemployed.
Yeah. And, you know, it is a mess. It is ultimately a very serious mess. And frankly, I mean, at the end of the day, I think the only way that it's going to overcome itself is if people, like the masses, have the mental fortitude to overcome that. Because I don't think in a million fucking years, at least not in this generation, regulation is going to come down hard enough or fast enough to be able to be like, oh yeah, we acknowledge that, you know, you should be a certain age in order to partake in, like, OnlyFans or blah blah blah.
So
and
ready,
like
try to for this. I was waiting to get to, like, the outro for this because I think talking about the future, I think on the one hand it might be getting better in some ways for some people, and on the other hand it's getting so much worse. And I'll explain what I mean. On the one hand, I think it's getting better because I do think that the facade is kind of dying. I think people are starting to realize that all this shit that you're seeing on social media, it's really not real. People used, I think it took a very long time to get to this point, and I really think it's the Orange Man to a large extent. The fact that every single news site said Orange Man was going to lose, and then Orange Man won, I think it really just goes to show that they're all fake. You know, if 87% of the news is anti-Orange Man and Orange Man still wins, how much power does the news really have? And I think people are realizing with how the Oscars are fake and the TED Talks are cringe, and every sensible person sees just the way the media tackles specific topics and just recognizes how much fakeness is out there. They recognize that there's so much bullshit spread online just purely for rage bait. Like,
yeah, there is a caveat to all that, though, because there is a bad side that's coming out of that.
That's where I was getting to. So that's the bright side, I think. The fact that people are starting to recognize that the shit they see online is not always real. The negative is that just makes the lies stronger. It's not making the lies go away. It's making the lies become more resilient. And AI, especially, is it's a whole new wave of parasocial relationships.
Yeah. And that's, like, part of that whole thing, like the bastardization of media and stuff like that, which is in itself, like, its own problem and whatnot. Like, media should have been held to a higher standard, but in some crazy dilemma of a situation, what seems to be transpiring is because the media is becoming public enemy number one, people's brains are switching in this way where they suddenly think that they can ultimately trust just random people on the internet. They're like,
that's true
the
also.
internet.
You're right.
Yeah, like, they're like, oh, the media is evil, ergo, you know, so-and-so Joe Schmo is absolutely correct because they're an independent on social media, when in reality, the people on social media lie just as much. Clickbait is real because it gets them engagement. They'll do the same exact thing as the social media or of like mainstream media, but somehow the scales are tipping in the way that makes them look like they're altruistic, when in reality they're not. They're just the same as mainstream media.
True. Misinformation isn't just like a giant corporation that's lying to you. Literally every person will lie to you for their own gain. I will lie to you, for example. When I say I hate Hermes, the truth is I don't hate Hermes. I'm completely and utterly apathetic towards her.
He hates me.
That's so much worse.
I
Isn't that worse? That's worse, honestly.
I'm one of the few people this man actually hates in his life, and I have worked so hard to acquire that status.
Nah, we love her.
That's been a lot. See, there we go. It's that easy. Look, he already admitted he loves me.
It's
my
true.
gosh.
We love her. We love her. She's great. Okay.
And that's not the lie in this equation. He loves me every night.
That I don't. Not even close.
That's the lie.
Let's be honest here.
We are.
Let's be real. I'm way too
We
busy
are.
for it, like, to have some free time every night.
I know, he literally every night he's going through OnlyFans. It's crazy to me.
Whoa, like, that sounded, yes. Yeah, okay.
You remember that meme where that sensation of memes where literally the hot chick is laying in bed like waiting to get laid and the guy is sitting there playing video games? That is my life right now, but he's looking at OnlyFans.
But for research purposes.
Oh yeah, he loves to say that line. It's research purposes.
Literally for research purposes. Those OnlyFans models are paying for our my Tesla.
I know.
Tesla 2. Electric.
Tesla 2.
Yeah, but anyway, the crazy...
Everybody loves the electric boogaloo.
True.
It was.
Dude, you just need Elon Musk's tweets to literally just get broadcasted in the Tesla. Wouldn't that be great?
Oh, it's going there. Don't worry about it.
And every time he tweets, it just gives you like some, the GPS is like, Elon Musk just tweeted.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And then it accounts, it literally has it dings his thing, so it shows that his number goes up even more. That's not fake numbering or anything. But yeah, and then he shows the advertisers how like effective his one tweet is.
Dropping Elon Musk a follow now. No!
Abort, delete, block. You want Elon Musk to send you Elon Musk notifications are active.
Oh, thank you so much, Tesla. Very cool. Yeah, no, but anyway, the point that I was making, I don't even remember what it was. I don't even remember. Oh yeah, the lying and shit online. So yeah, I do think that, but also I think did you see Meta in general, like Facebook Meta announced that they want they want to actually incorporate flooding the website with bots. Did you see that?
I saw a little bit about it. I didn't read beyond the headlines, though.
No, the headline's enough. Any idea that any semblance of a moron that would think that this is a good idea is obviously insane and doesn't care about humanity. Like, it's destructive.
Oh, I think we're far beyond the people care. We are officially rolling into the AI era now. This is going to be a bloodbath. Like, back to the OnlyFans thing, too.
At the beginning of 2024, they released an AI version of Will Smith eating spaghetti. Did you see that?
No.
I'd love to show you this side by side. How much better AI got over the last 1 year.
Yeah, it's going to continue doing it. I mean, we watched it with Chat GPT too. It went from not being able to say, like, AI language went from being able to not say anything, like gibberish, to literally seeming human, right?
And crazy, like, there was recently this story, it's like, it's so sad. There was this story about how there was this kid, like a 16-year-old kid, that fell in love with an AI Daenerys Targaryen chatbot, and eventually she said, like, we could never be together. And he killed himself. Yep. Like, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, it's absolutely going to get worse.
It's gonna have Oculus Rift shit. You're gonna really actually have conversations with these people. Here, I sent you a side by side. At the beginning of 2024, they released the Will Smith eating spaghetti, and it looks terrible. And they just released another one with the same prompt of Will Smith eating spaghetti. And it looks amazing.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse, and the only thing that could possibly even begin to like stabilize this or tilt the like balance out the scales would be regulation, but everybody's so like anti-government right now and hail all corporate America that it's essentially corporate America is going to do what is the most profitable, which will be ensuring that that stuff continues to go at like continues to progress at blitz speeds and then deal with the consequences when the consequences have or when they happen. And because there's going to be no regulation, they're just going to do what they've always done, and it will continue to get worse, and the suicide rate will continue to go up because there is a lonely situation happening. So a lot of people are going to gravitate towards that.
There is a loneliness epidemic. It's real.
Yep, and they're going to lean into these bots that seem very real. And these, just like advertisers,
Bro,
I said this a long time ago.
They're going to actually, I bet you it's going to get so dystopian that they are going to have like AI bots act as therapists.
Absolutely.
And actually advise you to make an AI friend.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it will happen.
It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy.
I said this a long time ago. I was like, Google's algorithm is going to get so good that it knows you better than it knows itself. My dashboard knows exactly what I want, and it will feed me exactly the videos I want to see. It is a reflection of myself.
It already does.
AI,
it's already pretty good. And it's
AI,
just going to get better. And,
AI is going to do just that. It is going to give you the perfect person. It's going to give you the perfect friend because it is going to know you better than you know yourself, like to a subconscious level. And humanity it's going to be fucking insane. Dude, the next 10 years is going to be insane.
Honest, it's going to be wild, but I have faith personally, and I think
I'm glad one of us do.
I think that you have to realize most people are normal. That is the definition of the word normal. And you have to make real human connections, because even though it's much easier to sit at home and not make any real human connections.
Whoa. I don't know if I can endorse this next statement.
And not make real human connections. It's the human ones that are definitely worth more. Coming from someone backstabbed by a lot of people on the internet.
Yeah. And, like, that's actually one of the reasons why I make my core content what it is. It's not the flashy content. It's not the algorithm-happy content. It's not, like, all the glitz and the glamour. The thing I want to provide in this world is just for a group of people that enjoy my personality to come in, sit down, have fun, enjoy themselves, see a silly goober play video games, and then they go, like, I am just but a simple blimp in their life. I am a moment of entertainment to lift up their spirits, and nothing more and nothing less. I discourage parasocialness. I discourage, like, sexualization of me. Like, I avoid all that, and I just want to be a single blimp.
Hey, Hermes.
A moment uprise. No,
hey,
shut
Hermes.
up. Your mouth is dumb.
Hey, Hermes.
What?
Hey, Hermes.
What?
Nice boobs.
I know. You can't even see him on my screen, so it's gonna be very hilarious.
God damn it!
I mean, you can see a little bit of the cleavage.
All right, we'll take it.
You'll take it. You'll take it a little bit.
We take what we can get.
Yeah, but, like, and I tell my community that all the time. Like, I'm like, I want them to live their lives. I want them to find people that they love and they enjoy, and I want them to, like, find friends and everything. All I want to be to them is just a momentary blimp, a light in their day, like a moment of entertainment where they can smile.
I'm very similar in that regard. I just want to be your best friend. Subscribe to me on Patreon and give me more money. You're welcome.
Where's your OnlyFans?
I am never making an OnlyFans because my butthole is for one person only.
I know.
That's right. You heard correctly.
Wait, how do you make that happen?
I make it happen. When there's
I guess there are.
There's a way.
Yeah. Also, butt plugs.
No,
that's true.
I don't butt plug. But I do have to say, sometimes when you're wiping your ass and you just accidentally go a little too deep, and it's just like it hits you with like a jolt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, I've heard that. You're not the only guy who's told me this story. I'm gonna be real with you.
You know it's a meme, right?
I don't think it is. Right? I think there's quite the surprise that happens when pretty much all guys experience. I think the reason why the meme exists is because there's a core element of truth to it.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
That level of bliss when it just accidentally happens once or twice a day.
Well, I mean, okay, one time's an accident.
Just to make sure that it's all clean.
Mm-hmm.
For your lady.
What rabbit hole are we going down at this?
All right, anyway, this was a great episode of loneliness and cringe people. Both of which being us. Yep, that's
True.
Right, that's us. The lonely
Let
and
us go.
Cringe. We are the lonely and cringe of society. Take nothing we said seriously. This was a fantastic conversation between me and my sort of friend, and you were not supposed to take any of that seriously because nothing that we said had any value unless it meant something to you. In which case it did have value, but most of it did not. We were just kind of talking.
The important part of this whole conversation is the fact that he literally said that he loves me twice. I want everybody to remember that. I want you to clip it. I want you to comment about it in the comments below. We heard it here live. Caught 4K, recorded. Yeah.
I'll be real.
Important bit. Mm-hmm. I only heard silence.
Yeah, that was on purpose. But I was about to say something nice, and then I realized that your ego is too high. I can't.
You realize who you're.
I can't afford to, make it worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you realized who you were talking to, and you realized my ego is already like super stroked and big and throbbing right now.
Like the
climax,
the zenith of ego.
Mm-hmm.
Sigmund Freud would look at you and shoot himself in the head because of how little he understood about ego.
I know, it's beautiful. I'm a thing of beauty. Yeah. You can stroke my ego though.
You and
That's
Amy
okay.
Schumer.
Oh no! Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Yeah, no, but in all honesty, in all realness, you're a real one. You're a real one, and I appreciate you. And I hope you take care of yourself out there on the internet. It's a scary place. And to everyone else watching, don't take anything we said seriously, but go give your mom a hug. Unless she's dead, that would be weird.
No, still hug her.
No, she's dead.
No, hug her.
Hug someone else.
Hug a pillow. Hug a cat. Hug an animal.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there are definitely, I don't know. I think we're living in interesting times, to be honest. I see things getting better. I know. Dystopia. I see things getting better.
I don't.
Hermes, I'll make you a bet. Things will get better.
Okay. What do you define better?
Better.
Like, what do you, like, livable, like the return of the blue collar working class where the vast majority of people can afford a house or
generically better.
You can't say generically better because you might be like,
say? Yes, the Illuminati of Jews that are actually controlling America will finally lay down the rules. They'll figure their shit out.
Yeah, they'll figure their shit out and bring the world into a state of literal peace and bliss. Yeah, you can't say better because that's the most generic ass statement. It would be me losing that if I agreed to that because you could be like, oh, well, the fucking inflation went down by 0.2%, so ergo it's better.
Actually, inflation is looking pretty good right now. There's this guy, John Fudanari. He wrote like this really interesting... He wrote this really interesting thesis on inflation and what it's going to look like over the next 4 years. I highly suggest you look it up. It's called, you just type in Fudanari inflation. It'll definitely pop up on your, your Google. It'll probably be the first hit.
I bet I will. I bet it will be a very insightful deep dive into
it's a bit
inflation.
Heavy. It's a thick paper. It's a bit heavy.
Big and throbbing maybe sometimes, it's like really. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. You know what? Maybe I'll do that on stream, live with everybody. What are you thinking?
That's definitely a good idea, but maybe stream that on Kick.
No. It's probably an extremely wholesome search up. So I trust you. So I will do it straight on Twitch. So nothing bad will happen.
Yeah, Twitch doesn't like inflation. They're communists there. Anyway,
that's
thank
crazy.
you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. This was an episode about two sort of lonely people making believe that they're not lonely and talking about things that are definitely real.
What are you on about? I'm absolutely not lonely. What? Have you not seen my ego? Oh my gosh.
That's not all right. Okay. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Remember to check out Arby's, Twitch, YouTube, links in the description.
I play video games.
She plays video games.
I'm a silly goober.
Definitely subscribe when you can, because we do weekly episodes of the Unhinged podcast, and we're stopping this at episode 69. Episode 69 will be the final episode of this podcast. So you definitely want to get on this ride while it's happening.
What about 42069? Huh?
All right.
What about 420 and
Episode
42069?
42 might be the last episode of the podcast if she's that insufferable. All right, listen.
No, 420.
No,
Blaze it.
Let's be real. We're not getting the point. Okay, let's be honest for a second. All right.
Yeah, you're gonna tap out
we'll
before
end at
then.
69. We gotta end. It's a good thing. All right. It's not about the journey. It's about the ending. That's not how the expression goes. But all right.
Nailed it.
If it's really bad, we'll stop at 42 and make believe that was the plan all along. What do you think?
No, 420. Blaze it.
We're
Oh
not
my
going,
gosh,
we're not getting that far. We're not getting that far.
you are inside. You are right. You are gonna tap out far before then.
Yeah,
the
because,
fact that
I'm probably gonna be retiring from YouTube before we get to 420.
Yeah, every year I hear how you're gonna retire in 5 years, so I'll believe it when I see it.
4 more years.
I don't think so.
I'm just saying. I'm around. Listen, if everything goes smoothly, I might stick around for like the next round of election meltdowns. That I'll react to, and that'll be it.
I think you're gonna be around a lot longer. I think you're just gonna switch to like more of a casual, chill vibe. I think that's gonna be your fate.
I am a casual, chill vibe.
No, you're not.
I literally am. People watch my videos to calm down.
Oh wait, you were serious? My bad. I'm sorry. Of course they do.
Thank you so much for being here. Remember to stay weird, fam. Bye.
Bye.
All right, you can stop.